Just friends kind of making friends with each other. There was
like, that's always the goal.
It wasn't like, oh, well, he's in town, let's hang out, or like, oh, well, what are you doing tonight? Maybe it was always just like,
what are you doing?
And like, our common interest in music and kind of culture and the arts as well kind of built our friendship and the ideas that we went on to want to create and things that we wanted to kind of like bring into the culture that we love so dearly, you know, like places that we saw, like missing holes. Like Ryan, Sean, and I were, later were all promoters for a long time, and when we started promoting parties and bringing in artists, because there was a lack thereof, the ideas or the music that we wanted to hear, you know, and this was like, okay, like there's this missing, you know, kind of like piece, like let's do something there, because that's like, and in a way, like this is what we wanted for ourselves, you know, kind of like, I'm kind of tired right now, so I'm not thinking.
no, you're right though, because it
But
was.
like not self-indulgent, but like.
No, not self-indulgent, no, but like there was, I think there was a void when we all kind of came together. There was this little void of, you know, you had one of the big promoters, or the big promoter in Detroit then, was Paxahai, and it was this sort of thing where the sound that was coming into Detroit when we all started hanging out was just after closer to the edit, so it was like really Purlone, Compact, Playhouse, Scape, Minus, Spectral, all that stuff.
So you're saying that they bring in like maybe 8 artists every year, maybe 6, repeatedly all year.
Yeah.
Like there's so much other great music
Yeah.
going on right now within kind of even this subject. Like, what the fuck, guys?
Yeah.
Like, come on, let's like do something more. Let's like have a little bit more fun with it instead of just being
And
so
like a lot of
business.
times we were bringing, correct me if I'm wrong on this, but we were doing parties with other names that were going on, but I mean, at least the way I thought of it was like we were also bringing people who were sort of our peers that we didn't know.
Yeah.
Like young people who maybe put out one record, and we're like, oh, that's cool, let's bring them over and let's introduce these people and see how they play, see what they can do. So then, am I right? Is that sort of
Have that exposure.
You know,
that's the best way to build a relationship.
Yeah, and so it was sort of like, okay, hey, you're doing this now, I really like it. And that was when when before like Facebook and MySpace were like message boards were really hip and all that, and so you would link up on message boards and stuff like that, and then that's how you would build things, you know.
So as you were saying earlier on that there was just all this other music and everybody was sticking to a one sound now.
That's not one sound, but it's just like a small.
A small, small sphere.
Exactly. But having said that, when those guys were bringing like Zig and Sammy and Roberto and everybody to America, making the connection with them is what actually led me and us to follow the rabbit hole for
We're not But the thing is, what stands out with you guys is clearly that you're really open to drawing on that myriad of influences, the wide level of influences and inspirations that you have.
Yeah.
So, like for example, today, we talked earlier on about you playing live, obviously as a group and what that might be. I remember an interview somewhere you were talking about you're trying to get an idea of shaping that. And when the 4 of you think about the idea of playing live, who are your inspirations? What bands do you think back on?
Like Fever Ray was fucking sweet.
In excess.
Mode, definitely.
Because that kind of like incredible pop and dance credibility.
That is her underground pop. That's what's up.
Yeah, it doesn't matter how many people are
No, seriously.
No, I would agree.
It's the new term.
Do we get to keep these?
Bullshit rescinded.
We do? Amazing.
You can also eat the cannoli if you want as well.
No, it's a sort of thing.
I'm gonna look at it first.
We haven't figured it out yet because you could kind of plot because we've been working with we're starting to work with our new artists, Blake, and you can easily lump it in and say, okay, we'll give you something like the context. No,
I mean, it's a work in progress.
it's a work in progress, but it's like,
It's
okay,
always gonna be.
maybe it starts with, like, I don't think any of us want it to be just us.
Yes.
We want to involve Benoit and Sergio. We want to involve Footprints. We want to involve Farm and Mateo in some capacity and just have like this mega showcase sort of thing where we create an environment.
Exactly.
Like the video, the surroundings, whether we augment with fabric or decorations, different sounds. Maybe if the space warrants it, we could have different stages and really create an experience as opposed to just okay, you're up there and you're looking at the video and
Playing the same live.
oh, there's that delay again, there's that delay again, yes!
And I think like I started reading this book I bought recently, and it's about how modern art or new modern artists have really made the greatest impact. And it was saying that with modern art, the artists who are able to like reshape what a gallery is, like for example, like Jeff Koons, these big structures, or like with other things where it's like, if you go to a gallery, it's a normal gallery space, but if you can somehow with your art, like reposition the idea of that space, then that's what really kind of like makes an impact. And right now, the kind of idea with us is like, okay, if we want to do more of these Visionquest shows or whatever, right now the clubbing experience has been the same for like maybe 15, 20, 20 odd years, not the same, but like going through different cycles of the same, And so it's like, okay, like what else can we bring where it's like, okay, it's still like, a night out, but how else can we make events or try to make experiences for people that still use somewhat of that structure but brings in new ideas,
You'll see our label's going to start to exemplify diversity in electronic music. Our next release is completely off format of what you would think the calculated response to the first release would be.
And then we got like this other releases online that are like total folk, like weird timber and
stuff
like
impossible.
Like it's not.
No, not at all.
Not at all.
People are. It's a combination of people opening up to this kind of stuff and wanting something more, and all this, and also, of course, the technology is becoming available to where we have access to it, and we can really use it in a cool way.
The Web3 EP, in terms of you were just talking about, the kind of the standard way of people putting out tracks and kind of, the formulaic strategy. What was your thinking in making that your first track on Visionquest?
Well,
It wasn't
I'm
really
with
like-
Frank Bench.
Yeah, it's amazing. It's an amazing EP.
No.
Number one is one of our best friends. Number two is one of our best friends.
Yeah.
And then aside from that, it's like we want to do this pop aesthetic a little. It's one ingredient of what we're doing. But this release has that, and it also has a really strong dance floor. So it's a really great introduction of both sides of what we're going to do.
Yeah, because like you come off like being a bit too ballsy, like the first release, like okay, this is like
It's either
super abstract,
Yeah.
then we lose kind of. Like, I mean, at the end of the day, we are involved in dance music. That's like the world that we work
To
in.
bridge to a certain degree.
Yeah, exactly. So you can't
Because we're trying to put other
like,
elements into it doesn't mean we're
Almost a little teaser.
yeah, it's like a little tease. It's like okay, we're still doing this stuff, but then like I mean, after down the line, then we can be like, no, but we really wanted to do like more up,
It's kind of like, hey, this isn't the only music we listen to.
Yeah.
And
I mean, the deadlines are
And with these EPs, as they get stranger and stranger, there's always going to be one
Or two going back to like,
remix or something that ties it into a dance element, whether it be an acapella or something that a DJ can tangibly like use in a set. I mean, we're always going to keep that in mind.
Like,
Because this is how we got where we're at now.
Yeah, we're DJs.
So, yeah.
Ultimately.
and
So just talking about visions, now in the book of Ezekiel has a vision of God riding towards him on his battle chariot. The battle chariot is being drawn by a creature with 4 heads, a man, an ox, an eagle, and a snake. Now, the chariot is also the name of the gay sauna around the corner from here. In 1998, in 1998, I saw Daft Punk DJ at that gay sauna.
Okay.
Have you ever DJed at a gay sauna? And if not, where's the strangest place you've DJed?
What's the worst against sauna?
I've seen some.
That is
Depends what month you have. Early June,
if you replace steam with cigarette smoke.
No, but I've been in there with a sweatbox.
Yeah,
sure.
Where's this place?
In Detroit.
It's a gay bar / pub, but in Detroit it's this weird loophole where all the bars and clubs have to close at 2 or 4 or something. But this one, because it's a gay bar and they have a kitchen, and the police just don't.
Extra ice.
Just let it go. So it's kind of like the default like after hours Detroit experience.
That's like the first place I was able to DJ because I was way underage. And like one of the bar staff kind of liked me and I would always get free drinks.
This is where the Speedo incident that I mentioned earlier. This is where.
And I think that was at the Halloween party,
I thought it was at the.
It was at the works
Yeah,
though.
later, the works, yeah.
Ballsy move.
Yeah. Ballsy move. balls in the way.
Pun intended.
I don't know. Is that the weirdest place we've ever played? I like this whole like chariots thing though.
Chariots is amazing. I called them recently to find out if we could do a party, and they're like, not anymore. It's just not happening. But it's,
I don't think, I think anywhere I've really DJed has been so.
Our friend Colin, I guess you guys had a party here with recently, the Mole. He played in the laboratory once at Bergheim, like the crazy gay sex club in the basement. And I think that's the craziest
DJ story.
I've ever heard.
Yeah.
Of someone.
And maybe
play.
if you've seen tonight, you can give them a recap.
There you go.
Yeah, that's
Sorry, Colin.
that's good.
But that's a whole different
Yeah.
That is a whole different interview.
That could be a whole interview in itself.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially the way he tells the story.
It's just him in a chair.
Him behind this table with steaks and meat steaming and telling that story.
This is like Montreal smoked meat. He's like a plate of Schwartz's. That's like off topic.
Sorry.
that was cool.
That's fun.
That ain't even.
Modern mix.
That's alright.
Well, since you're also half Birds and Souls with
Yeah.
Cedric, of course. Now, when I interviewed him,